What's up guys, in this video we're going to tell you about how you can shadow CRNA. Stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back to A Couple Nurses. It's Cordero.
And it's your girl Monica. Don't forget to check out our podcast, Code Blue and Bullshit, link down below, and go support our Instagram channel, which we're going to be updating a lot of stories and adding some more content on there as well at A Couple Nurses.
Everything she said. So in this video we are going to talk about how to shadow CRNA. If you're a critical care nurse and you're interested in going to school for anesthesia, it's very important that you shadow. We're going to briefly talk about how you can do that. But before we get into it, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment nurses rock at the bottom if you find any value in this video. And of course, if you have any questions, leave those down in the comment box. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys about how I shadowed, and then we're gonna tell you about how Monica shadowed. Both our situations are pretty different, but we do have a little bit of overlap. And also, there's a link down at the bottom that's gonna have the anesthesia shadow form that I created for Monica and I used for myself. So, you know, create your own to get that documentation whenever you start applying to school. My situation, I actually was on a travel nurse assignment and I was in the process of taking a graduate course, and I was like, shoot, like I need to get some shadow experience. So I actually went to the OR and I spoke with the anesthesia director and I told her my situation. I'm a travel nurse. You know, I'm really interested in, you know, becoming a nurse anesthetist, and they were super excited. They were like, oh yeah, we're gonna hook you up with Dr. blah, 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 and he can get you situated. Between me speaking with the anesthesia director and getting linked with the anesthesiologist, like the head anesthesiologist, took about 2.5 weeks or so. They ran me through the system, and then I pretty much shadowed CRNA for 2 entire days. And he gave me so much game, man. Whenever you get into the OR and you're sitting back there by the patient's head, you're like, wow, like this is real. Or
the foot if they're doing like a craniotomy.
See, I haven't done a craniotomy.
That's pretty cool. It's
so
different.
Once you get some shadow experience, you're like, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be at. So that's how I did it. And then I also, at my home hospital, same thing. But my home hospital, I was actually doing a skills fair. I was speaking with one of our ICU nurses that actually transferred down to PACU, told him about my anesthesia dreams, and he was like, oh, well, I have a CRNA to introduce you to, and she can get, you know, she'd definitely be down to let you shadow. I was like, okay, whatever. So then I came back the second day for the skills fair, and the CRNA came up there, introduced herself to me, and we set up a day for me to go shadow her, you know, so that's how it worked for me, and yeah, very easy, very simple.
And just to piggyback, I guess I love that word. I say that a lot.
Yeah.
Let me say a different word.
No, use piggyback.
And just as the example that he provided, it's all about connection sometimes.
Facts.
In this world, whether you're nursing or whatever other industry you're in, it's all about who you know and how you can get kind of plugged in. And, you know, that's all dependent on you and how you interact with people, how you interact in business settings, how you interact at work, you know. This is all a part of it, so always take that into consideration. As for me and my journey for shadowing, I got connected through Diversity CRNA, which I'm sure some of you guys may have heard about. Yeah. I recommend anybody to, you know, pay for that membership fee. They have excellent resources. Lena Gold is the person that runs that. She's amazing. I have found majority of my mentors through that program. One of my mentors had connected me with a cardiothoracic anesthesiologist, and he was in a completely different state than I was. I just decided to, you know, give him a little DM and ask him, hey, my name is XYZ, like I'm interested in this career. I would love to shadow. You know, I got introduced to you by this other person. And he goes, absolutely, let's set some dates, you know, in. And it was very smooth. I bought a plane ticket. I went to a whole nother state. I stayed in a hotel by myself for 3 whole days. I got a total about 40 shadow hours. I was in there from 5 a.m. till about 7 p.m. depending on the day. I got to shadow him. I saw amazing cases. I mean, cardiothoracic anesthesiologist. I'm in a CVICU, so I was like, holy crap, I'm seeing my patients whenever they're in the actual OR. Amazing. Prior to that opportunity, when I was first getting my classes completed and I was kind of just dipping into, you know, this opportunity, I shadowed somebody else at a, you know, at a big hospital as well, and saw about 3 cases. So I saw about 12 hours, or yeah, 8 to 12 hours worth of cases. And that was an awesome opportunity as well. And I had met that person through a friend of mine who's now in MD school. So she connected me with her friend who's a CRNA. So do you see how already it's just about the connections and how you reach out to people, how you communicate, and you know, there's people out there that are willing to help you and make those dreams come true. The last shadow opportunity that I had was actually at my hospital, which is a little bit easier when you're current at the facility that you're in. It's easier and smoother because you don't have to sign a bunch of paperwork as much as you do whenever you're flying to a whole completely another state. So I got the opportunity to shadow one time again, and I left that last shadow experience for right before my interview date. This can maybe help me think of, you know, new topics that I want to discuss in my interview, or just in case if they ask me about my shadowing experience and what I actually saw, that way it's just a little bit more fresh in my brain. So I got about 40 plus hours. I think I got a total of almost like 55 shadow hours. The more the better. Some schools require, I've seen like a cap on 40 hours. Some don't require it at all. I'm gonna tell you right now, get your shadow hours in. If you've never stepped in the OR and shadowed a CRNA and this is something that you actually wanna do, before you spend $60,000 plus on a degree, I always recommend somebody to kind of put yourself in their shoes and see what it is in the life to be of a CRNA and see, is this something that I want to do? So
at the end of the day, it boils down to connections, and it boils down to you know, being able to communicate.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. We hope this helped. If you have any other questions, comment down below or shoot us a DM on our Instagram at @𝐴_Nurses. We'll have the links down below. We'll be making more video and more content on CRNA and just kind of how our journeys are going, and you know, how to better prep for your interviews, shadowing experience, and things of that nature. So stay tuned.
Peace.